Can I reach? Yeah. Mountain goat saves the day. Let's see. I was thinking about picking this up. You don't know if you'd like it or not, though. It's interesting. It's more almost process than gameplay. Is that 4? Yeah, okay, so we've gotten everything here. You know, if you notice, I'm kind of cheesing my way through combat instead of actually fighting. Because the enemies are just kind of endless. And so, like, yeah, I could fight them normally, but the novelty wore off, like, a long time ago. There are some enemies with guns and stuff that you actually have to care about, but these guys, meh. It's an interesting idea. Oh. Shoot, we got more coming.
10, 9, launch 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Give me that biomass. I don't actually know how much biomass I've got here. Paramount banks, 60. Okay, so we can get up to, I think it was 80. Nope, 60. 60 biomass is our cap. That's a good cap though. That is a full crew replacement if we run into trouble. Which I think that's decent. Brent had a bunk bed futon that he made into a couch with a staging area for his projector. Bunk bed futon. I had my futon under a bunk bed, which actually worked really, really well. But an actual bunk bed futon sounds weird.
New materials have been refined. Resources collected.
I think I'd rather have them separate personally. Or like real sturdy. Okay.
Harvester destination.
Let's just do Zermanaut real quick.
10,
That way we're done.
9, launch sequence activated. 7, 6, 5.
Because yeah, I more or less just want to clear out a lot of planets so I'm loaded. Because
launch sequence activated.
effectively, we're going to do a little bit more farming. Just go buy the remaining 10 platinum, or 9 platinum if we have to. That's another 36. I might spend iron on that, actually. Because I don't really know if we have much use for iron. Unless iron makes ammo as well. Bunk futons are normal mattresses, top bunk. Not the double-decker couch from the Lego movie. I know. I guess it's one of those where it's like I guess I had a bunk bed when I was a kid. My parents custom made a bunk bed that could actually be separated. Effectively, big wooden posts on the sides with really thick dowels that you could jam into the tops of the posts to lock them down. It worked well as a... Uh-oh. The other problem I have with using guns to some degree. Not actually... I'm gonna burn a lot of ammo on this one. Arguably worth it. These guys just have a very fast spawn rate comparatively.
New clone research unlocked.
Okay, well, we've unlocked Scorched at the very least. At least they're slow. I guess actually there's zero reason for me to fight these guys. Did I get all of the rocks? No, there's one more. I'm just gonna be over here. Let's not waste our ammo. Should probably get the grab the shotgun instead. How dumb are they? Not that dumb. Okay, let's just leave. Whoa!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Okay, did I take a hit? No, I didn't.
2, 1. 0.
You really can sidestep a lot there. Okay. Well, let's
Access granted.
re-grab some ammo. Not so bad. Yeah. Still burned through a lot of ammo to get to that.
New materials have been refined.
I want to go
Resource acquired.
check. How much ammo? Let's see. We want to do weapons. Power shotgun. Also uses shells. 280.
New materials have been
X-ray
refined.
caster, no. Acid rifle, mini flak, and energy rifle. Okay, they're out. I'm using the laser rifle 1. DPS is 60. Uses energy cells. Damage type is fire. Oh, that would explain some things. Oh, I see. The power shotgun. We need the advanced workshop, though.
Resource beaming complete. Resources collected.
Because, yeah, in
New
retrospect,
materials have
I
been
bet the
refined.
Scorched are actually not what we want to fight with a laser rifle. Okay,
New
let's
harvester destination.
go down to Ladrodi. I mean, effectively, I want to grab as much tech as I can.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0.
And so those sites are important. Oh. And then, yeah, I think we're going to go grab shields and then try and find actual places to... Well, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how I'm going to handle this series, this game. Because, like, I honestly don't know if I'm going to do another run after this one, considering how long the game is. It probably gets shorter, but, like, I got other things to play. I'll think on that one. Let's see, so Wonder, what do you think you're going to miss the most after moving? God damn, that searchlight is blinding. I can't tell where anything is. Let's see. Honestly, as weird as it's gonna sound, we have a local Whole Foods that we like to shop at for, you know, necessities and whatnot. And the guys working there are really nice. And so I'm actually going to miss knowing my knowing, I guess, the locals, question mark? I don't know. Like, the thing is, ultimately, there's not much. We didn't come out to Kansas for anything here. We came out for the Google Fiber, and the Google Fiber has gotten worse. And the rent has gone up, and so, like, most of the things that we're actually really interested in aren't here anymore. Little shits are fast. Okay, I gotta find the, I've gotta find the site before I do anything. Here we go.
Archives. 20%.
But yeah, so I think I'm gonna... Oh, right. I guess the other one is, Shell's great aunt lives here, and she's a lovely lady. I'm gonna miss her as well. But it's kind of one of those where it's like, I do need to, like, move on in life, try new things, see new stuff. Hopefully we'll actually have, like, new restaurants to try out. Because currently we have, like, 2 good Thai restaurants around here. Oh. Okay, increases heavy caliber consuming weapon damage by 5%. Harvester is full. Let's leave. We've got more than enough biomass. Oh god.
7, 6, 5,
Why is everything so
3,
bright?
2,
Ugh.
1, 0.
Those lights are not comfortable on this planet. So let's just ignore it. Let's just not come back to that planet. I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, what else am I gonna miss? The barbecue is good, but Shell makes better barbecue. We'll probably beam up everything, though. That's really
Resource
easy.
acquired. New materials have been refined.
Y'all okay? Oh, it's just one of these guys. Bit tougher. No new DNA, though, which is honestly not that surprising.
New materials have been refined.
You're good. Okay. And mining is better at night. Unfortunately, there's no easy way to do that. It'd be nice if you could make sure that you always land on the dark side of a planet, but no dice.
10, 9, launch sequence activated.
Resources collected.
6, 5.
But no, I actually routinely think about that, how much, you know, I'm going to miss it here. But I think it's actually one of those where it's like, I just have enjoyed living here. And so, like, the idea of moving, for me, almost always, you know, it signifies a new stage of my life. When I moved out here, it was effectively the first time Shell and I had truly been independent. You know, the previous time we'd lived together was in college, and then post-college when I was working at Nickelodeon, but, like, we barely were making any money. You know, our future was, I'm not going to say looking grim, but, you know, the first time we had an apartment together, it was very much like, we are going to be poor and living in an apartment for ages. And it wasn't a great apartment, and, you know, so on and so forth. And it's kind of one of those where it's like, the only thing really good about that was, obviously, we're living together, and our roommates, I guess our apartment mate, was a lovely person. She actually still hangs out in the, she actually hangs out in my Discord and watches the occasional video, which I think is kind of neat. I feel bad because she wants me to go back and play Megaquarium, and I haven't had the time. Megaquarium is a bit time-consuming-ish. Okay, we're looking for a site around here. There it is. So is there a harvester upgrade so you can carry more? Not that I know about, no.
Accessing archives.
Kind of annoying, actually. But so, moving away from that was frustrating because effectively I'd lost my job, and I didn't have enough money to really pay rent. I could, but, you know, my job prospects effectively in that city were so slim that getting laid off from that place more or less meant that I would never get another good art job. Oh. This module damages hostile creatures when they pass through. Okay, then. I don't know why I'm grabbing all this biomass. We don't have space for it.
10,
That would be
9,
interesting.
sequence activated. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
But, so yeah, moving away from that was upsetting because, obviously, Shell and I were now living with her parents again, and neither of us had good jobs. Shell was either working with her uncle or working at a, Joanne Fabrics, which, like, wasn't a bad job, but it wasn't, like, you know, it wasn't the kind of job that you normally go out of your way for terribly long. And I think her management at the place was kind of lackluster.
Resource beaming complete.
And so like that stage in life sucked. And so moving out here was awesome because we had our own apartment. It had air conditioning. It was nice and comfortable. It was nice and remote. It had some walking areas. It was really, really close to like a Whole Foods and some other shopping and so on and so forth. And so like, yeah, it was great coming out here and it felt really good. And then the neighbors got loud, really loud, like yelling late at night and down below us in the morning. And so that wasn't great. And then an industrial facility got like really loud too. And we still have to listen to that day in, day out. I'm sure if I took off my headphones, I could still hear it. Not too happy about that place. And then now everybody has a dog in our building. Like, every single apartment seems to have a dog around us. Like, we've got a little yappy dog. You know, downstairs, we've got a big husky next to us in an apartment. The neighbors that yell at each other late into the night, they have a dog. It's a quiet dog at least, but every once in a while you can hear it, and they will bark at each other, not infrequently too. And so I'm just like, I love this apartment. It is my island, but apparently my island is not nearly as isolated as it used to be, and it sucks. Yeah, we taught our dog not to bark indoors. It's a matter of training, not species. Yeah, and everybody around here doesn't train their dogs. The husky next door, they never put him through separation training, so whenever they're not home, he is howling and barking and whatever day in, day out until they get back, at which point he goes to being totally dead silent. The lady with the, I think it's a schnauzer downstairs, she just watches her dog bark and tries to have conversations with, like, other people next to the thing. If I had a dog and it was barking all the time, I'd sit down and, oh, hey, we've unlocked Stall Union 2. Nominal shop, but whatever.
New materials have been refined. Resource beaming complete.
But, so... What was that?
Resources collected.
Oh, God. Yeah, and I'm not even talking about the poop. Or I haven't even mentioned the poop. So the poop is a problem. Actually, let's get that last sulfur done. Alright, that was weird. So the other thing is, our apartment complex has to routinely threaten the whole complex with eviction because people won't clean up after themselves.
Resource acquired.
And so, the whole complex... Yeah, if you're caught, you get the boot. Well, so...
New materials have been refined.
Okay, there's actually nothing that useful here.
Harvester
Probably just pop down here, maybe? I don't know how much I want to get.
7, 6.
Wait, you got an invasion. I've been here. What? Oh, an invasion of dogs. I thought you were talking about this game, and I'm like, I didn't hear boarding. We should go double check that just in case, though.
Resource
That decontaminator sounds like it would be good. It would be. I don't know if it would fit with my station, though. You meant the game, it was bugs. Well, it wasn't an actual infestation. It was just it got on the station. But that's normal with the tractor beam. Like bugs land. But I've got this entire place locked down with plenty of guns. Okay, anyway, so Shell wants me to talk about dog poop. So let's talk about dog poop. So, apartment complex has to threaten people with eviction if they don't clean up after their dogs. Well, people that come in here don't do that. You know, effectively, anybody that moves to this complex effectively doesn't get the message or doesn't care. And so there will be a period from, I'm going to say, January till about summer where poop will start collecting more and more as people just let their dogs shit everywhere. And the apartment complex isn't so great at actually cleaning up after it themselves to some degree because, you know, they're not on poop patrol constantly. And so, like, yeah, you'll start seeing more and more poop build up. And eventually, yeah, they get the message, oh shit, there's a lot of shit everywhere. And we have to, we actually have to deal with this because it's becoming an eyesore and a problem. And so, then they send out the threat saying, your dogs need to stop pooping. If we catch you, we're evicting you. And so the poop drops off. Well, I don't know what's happened exactly, but it seems like more dog owners live here now. We go on walks. Like, we go on walks around the complex, and it would be 30 pieces of not small dog shit just everywhere, and it's just like, is it just one person? Yeah, some people will bag it up and just leave it on the walking path, or by the walking path or whatever, and it's just like, I don't hate dogs necessarily, but I certainly hate dog owners sometimes. And so, like, oh god.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I really hate that light. Just give me a full light, not like this weird alarm spinning thing. Whatever, we're fine.
New materials have been refined. Resource acquired.
Your Risk of Rain Season 1 playlist. There's a Breath of the Wild episode. Whoops. I should fix that at some point. Or just leave it there for novelty. I don't know. But yeah, so effectively, there's just so much poop outside now. And, like, I'm kind of sick of it. So when we were, when I was touring for houses to potentially move to, I was actively looking for, houses that said no pets, and neighborhoods that were generally dog-free. And it's usually pretty easy to figure out if a neighborhood is dog-free or not, because those dogs let you know. And so, the first place we went to, there was like a little yappy dog, but it's not that big of a deal. And it was like next to one of the places we toured, or a couple houses down from another house that we could have gone to, that was like top of our list, but the management company gives me the heebie-jeebies. So in comparison, the next place I toured was dead silent, and this is the house that we're touring. We're going to go live at. You know, you couldn't hear a single dog. You couldn't hear the neighbors. You saw like a couple of cars go by, and that was it. And I was just like, all right, this seems like a really good house for me. And there were no backyards, because it backs up to a forest with like a steep drop off. So effectively, if anybody were to have a dog, they'd have to keep it inside. And also, it seemed like most people were older, from what I could tell. You know, the next door neighbor, I think, was fairly middle-aged. And I didn't see any signs of kids. You know, most of the people seemed like gardeners. I'm like, okay, you know, this seems nice. And I actually came back for a second tour. Not a dog in earshot, and no dog poop on the ground. Third place I checked out, it was a really nice place, like really modern, central AC. The guy had really done quite a lot of work to make it, you know, look good. The problem was, there were so many dogs in the neighborhood. The neighbor next door had a dog that started barking at us immediately as we went outside. There's a pair of dogs across the street that barked at everything. Me, cars, me again, me like several houses down, each other. The couple walking their dog nearby. Oh god, look at how many of these things there are. Like they were just barking constantly. I'm like, well, I mean, it wouldn't be so bad inside. But, you know, even then, it seems like there's kind of a serious dog problem in this neighborhood. And then I looked down, and there was just a giant wet dog turd, like, about a foot away from my foot. I'm like, you know what? No. This place seems nice, but I don't exactly believe in, like, superstitious things. But that's a sign.
10, 9, launch sequence activated. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
That is a sign where you say to yourself, yeah, no, let's not do that. And so, I felt bad because it actually seemed like a legitimately nice place, but I really don't want to deal with just barking dogs constantly. Place after that got snagged up immediately, didn't matter. And then, yeah, the last one was down the street. But I'm just like, right now, I'm just no dogs. I want isolation, I want quiet. We might have to deal with some planes going overhead. Hopefully that won't be too bad, but I'd rather have planes than dogs. But yeah, just to go back to my original thing, I think I'm just gonna miss it living here because I have good memories of this, but at the same time I'm also in a position in life where, like, moving on is kind of the name of the game. So, for me, like, the idea of having a new city, a new state, a new friend group to, like, move to and kind of glom onto for a while is actually really attractive.
9, launch sequence activated. 7,
As long as your sound installation is good, you'll be fine. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like,
2,
I had walked into the place, closed the door, and I was just kind of floored at how quiet it seemed. And obviously, like, maybe the heater was kind of loud, or water heater, or who knows what. But, I don't know. We'll see. We get so many geese here in the spring and fall, poop can be a real problem. Dude, I grew up in, Lexington, Massachusetts. Not actually Lexington, but most people wouldn't know the name of my town. And or we get confused. But so I grew up next to Lexington, Massachusetts, and the Canadian geese there moved in permanently. Normally they're supposed to migrate, but yeah, they just don't wanna. Those geese are just like, yeah, no, we live here now, and they've taken over the town, and the town has some pretty hefty laws, so you can't interfere with the geese for the most part, which sucks because they're everywhere. They'll be in the road, you can't do anything to them. They'll be, you know, at the on the track field, pooping everywhere. You can't do anything. Just hope they don't poop on your stuff. You know, oh, they're chasing you while you're trying to do shot put practice. We'll practice somewhere else. And I mean, honestly, it's kind of fair. I think a lot of the laws were reactionary because some assholes effectively lost their mind and were like stomping goslings to death. There's something like that. I don't know. It was apparently kind of horrific. Did we get all 5? No, we're missing 1 lithium here. I'm pretty sure it's lithium. But, like, there's geese everywhere. Like, oh, here it is. I like my parents' town, but I don't want to live there anymore. Yeah, because geese and ducks are mean. I actually have never really had to deal with ducks being terribly mean. But geese get mean. Swans are worse. Turkeys are stupid. And mean. I mean, honestly, geese are stupid and mean too, but like... turkeys will actively try and intimidate themselves in reflections. Most birds kind of don't, but turkeys will. My brother's friend lived up in Maine, had a big red truck with a really bright, shiny bumper. And so, while we were, while I was there, he was living with my parents for the summer.
New materials have been refined.
He was living with my parents for the summer. And effectively, do we care about the fungus? I mostly care about not spiders. I just want to get spider people. They just breathe oxygen. Let's just grab the iron and then bail. I want to go get those shields. I've just been doing too much mining today.
Resource beaming
but
complete.
So he would
Resource acquired.
he would leave his truck in the driveway,
New materials have been refined.
and effectively was every day this bull turkey would come out and just stare at itself, puffed up in the reflection, for hours, until it got too dark for the reflection, or until it got hungry, at which point it would leave. And it was like every day for the entire summer.
Resource beaming complete.
I've never seen a bird do that. I've seen them do it like for an afternoon. You know, they might sit in front of your like rear view, not your side view mirror on your car, and like shit all up and down your car door. Like they can and will do that. But every day, this turkey would intimidate itself for as many hours as turkey possible. Turkey possible? It doesn't really work with humanly possible. They're not humans, but turkeys are dumb bumbles.